Don't gotta limit, just give me some more with it. Don't gotta limit, just give me some more with it. They always tell me, hey.
Okay. We need to talk about this movie because Acrimony wasn't just a story. It was a whole roller coaster of love, sacrifice, and straight up unhinged revenge. And let's be real, most of us had a moment where we kind of fell for Melinda until she took it too far. So, today we're breaking down Acrimony, the toxic love story that still has people arguing years later. Was Melinda a victim of betrayal? Or did she let her emotions drive her straight into chaos? And more importantly, what can we learn from this mess? So, without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, quick recap, because if you've seen this movie, you know there's a lot to unpack. Of course, Melinda meets Robert in college. And of course, classic love story, bumping into each other in the rain. Robert is charming, full of big dreams, but he's also broke and financially unstable. But that didn't stop Melinda from falling head over heels for this guy. And sis, she was down bad for this man. Like, I'll spend my inheritance on you down bad. And not just anything with the money, she ended up buying him a car. Fast forward into their relationship, he actually ends up cheating on her, which later leaves trauma in their relationship. But after getting cheated on, crashing into his RV and almost killing him and Diana, Melinda was not done loving Robert. And of course, spending her inheritance money on him as well. Robert ends up proposing to her and they actually end up getting married. After so many red flags and not being able to have children anymore, you would think she would leave. But as the saying goes, love can be blind. Fast forward, they move in together in the home that her mother left her. She begins funding Robert's dream and building a self-charging battery, while also managing to work 2 jobs and pay mostly all the bills, which later leaves them in debt. And Melinda is, well, over it. She's drained, she's bitter, and she's questioning every life choice that led her here. And her sisters, they've been telling her to leave, trying to get her back with her ex and telling her how much she deserves better. And eventually she does leave after Brenda finds Diana's wallet in Robert's truck. And this made Robert look really bad. It sent off a trauma response in Melinda's brain. She immediately thought that Robert was still sleeping around with this woman. And once again, her sisters are to blame for her reactions. And this is what sadly led to their divorce. And even after all of this, you can still tell that Melinda was not ready to let go. But here's the kicker. Right after the divorce, Robert hits it big. Like millionaire overnight big. Like $75 million overnight big. And to show his love and appreciation, he gave Melinda $10 million and he bought back her mother's house. But this gave Melinda a deep sense of regret. And guess who he shares his success with? His new fiancée, Diana. The same woman she caught Robert cheating with the first time. And that, my friends, is where Melinda completely loses her shit. She begins stalking Diana online, leaving hate comments under her posts, ruining her wedding dress, and finding out later on that he bought all the things he promised her for Diana. Fast forward, she follows them on their honeymoon and she tries to kill Robert, blaming him for not fighting for her and giving the life that he promised to her to Diana, which sadly leads her to her death. But was she right to feel betrayed? Or was she holding on to something that was never hers to begin with? So let's talk about the lessons, because Acrimony wasn't just a wild movie. It actually has some real gems that we can learn from. Starting with lesson number 1. Resentment will eat you alive. Look, I get it. Melinda put in work. She spent her money, she spent her time, her patience, and watching Robert live the life she thought they lived together, painful. But here's the thing. Holding on to bitterness doesn't change the past. It only ruins your future. Lesson number 2. Support is a gift, not a contract. Now, this one is tricky because when you invest in someone's dream, you expect to be there when it pays off. But relationships aren't business deals. You can't own someone's success just because you supported them at their lowest. It sucks, but it's the truth. And in Melinda's case, she expected a refund plus interest. But life doesn't work like that. Lesson number 3. Make your own decisions, not based on pressure. Let's talk about the real villains for a second. Melinda's sisters. Now, I'm not saying they were wrong, but their constant pressure had a huge influence on her choices. And that's a lesson right there. When you make a decision, make sure it's truly what you want, not what your friends, family, or even society expects from you. And lesson number 4. The fine line in between love and obsession. Here's where things get scary. Melinda loved Robert, but without boundaries, it can turn into obsession real fast. And the moment you start plotting on your ex's downfall, you've lost yourself. This is why healing and moving on is so important. Otherwise, you'll find yourself fighting battles that aren't even yours anymore. So after all that, was Melinda right or wrong? Was she betrayed? Or did she let her emotions ruin her life? I need to know what y'all think, because this debate has been going on for years. Drop a comment below. Are you team Melinda or team sis let it go? And if you like this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on your notifications, because we have more deep dives coming your way. Thank you for watching. Ciao for now.